Ain't your ordinary football show. It's the Old Dominion Football Show with Bruce Rader and Coach Bobby Wilder.
A beautiful night, a sellout crowd, the 43rd in a row. A perfect evening for a college football game. NC State, the first ACC team to visit SB Ballard Stadium since the old Oyster Bowl days, taking on a young Old Dominion squad. All right, so the outcome wasn't what Coach Bobby Wilder wanted, but now that he's had a week to think on it, what is his perspective? Let's find out. The Old Dominion Football Show starts now. I'm Bruce Rader, along with Coach Wilder, a week after the Monarchs' 38-14 loss to the Wolfpack. Coach, a game that was really decided by third down plays.
Yeah, it was, Bruce. That's exactly what happened in this game. We were 3 for 12 on offense on third down, just couldn't get anything going in that regard. And they were 9 for 16 on third down, 1 for 1 on fourth down. And that led to the huge difference, Bruce, in play numbers. They ran 79 plays. We only ran 44 plays in this game. That's a 35-play difference. That put an immense amount of pressure on our defense with the inability to be successful on third down.
Now, you talk about the importance of the offense making third down plays, but then again, you have to look at the defense stopping third down plays.
Yeah, great point, Bruce. Their first drive of the game, they went 15 plays, 73 yards, and something probably a lot of our fans haven't seen is how hard they had to work for it. That was almost an 8-minute drive, Bruce. They were 4 for 4 on third down. They were 1 for 1 on fourth down, and our defense was outstanding on first and second down. We just couldn't get that key stop on third down. Now, after that segment, Bruce, early in the game, the rest of the game, they were 5 for 12 on third down, so much better after the first drive, but that was the story of the game.
All right. Last week, I found it hard to believe that against Eastern Michigan, your offense didn't have any turnovers or any penalties. And then against NC State, am I correct? No turnovers, no penalties on either side of the ball?
Yeah, you're correct, Bruce, and that's a vast improvement. Those first couple of games, particularly on defense, we had some late hits on the quarterback. We had an offsides penalty. We're playing at a very disciplined level right now, which you wouldn't think. When 105 of your 115 players are all underclassmen, and we're playing 52 freshmen and sophomores, but the kids have been locked in. And with a freshman quarterback, to only have 1 turnover through 3 games. Now, we haven't had the productivity we'd like on offense or that we're used to, but no penalties, no turnovers, that's really something to build on. And I felt like that kept us in this game, Bruce. It was 14-7 with 1:30 to go before the half. They got the late touchdown. And then at the start of the fourth quarter, it's a 28-14 game. And because we're not turning it over and not getting penalties, we're in the ball game.
So although you come away with a loss, what were the positives of playing an ACC team this early in the season?
Well, it was good for everybody to see our team, our players most importantly, because psychologically they have to feel comfortable with it. But to see how close we are, Bruce, to that level. This was an NC State team that was 8-5 last year, won their bowl game, 3-0 so far this year, a good football team. And the guys could see how close we are. We've got to get a little bigger and a little faster and a little stronger, but that's going to come with our youth. Those young guys that are playing a lot of football are going to grow up. So for our players to see that, coaches, and our fan base to see that we're not that far off, we're making great progress.
Tomorrow's opponent, Appalachian State, a veteran team coming off a bye week. It's going to be a challenge. Yeah,
this is a really good team, Bruce. I think people know historically how good Appalachian State is. They won 3 national championships there under Jerry Moore. Their former coach, Scott Satterfield's a good football coach, knows the program. They've won 6 of their last 7, Bruce. Their only loss was to Clemson 2 weeks ago on the road, and obviously Clemson's a good football program. So a veteran team, Bruce. They returned 20 of 22 starters. So while they're the most veteran team in the country, we're one of the youngest teams. We're the 4th youngest team. So you can see the veteran players that they have good program. This should be a really good football game.
All right, still to come. On the Old Dominion Football Show, Coach Wilder answers your questions in the Coach's Corner. And in the latest installment of the 1-minute drill, Brian Parsons talks with big offensive lineman Troy Butler. Boy, he is big. That's next on the Old Dominion Football Show.
Welcome back to the Old Dominion Football Show. This week in the 1 Minute Drill, big offensive lineman Troy Butler from Chesapeake. Troy, I understand you're a cookie connoisseur.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It started with Josh Mann last year on the away trips. They always got some good chocolate chip cookies, so we got to go up there and investigate and make sure they're good before everybody else can get some. So I got to carry that tradition on.
Which away city has the best cookies?
Ooh. They're always pretty good, but for some reason down in Florida they were good last year in Boca Raton.
What's the worst job you've ever had?
Job? Well, I mean, my dad used to own a cleaning business, and we used to have to go and clean late night, late hours. But I mean, it was good pay, and I knew the owner pretty well.
What was your favorite class in high school at Hickory?
Favorite class? Man, art class was pretty fun freshman year. I can't lie. Just got to come in and do whatever I want to do and get an A on it. Can't beat that. So, not a real scholar, so art was pretty fun.
Out of all these offensive linemen, and they're back here, who is the biggest slob?
Slob. Manny Maturino.
Are we talking like leaving dirty dishes around, clothes? What's going on here?
Oh, no, I like to kick his butt in some video games, and yeah, he's just a slob. He likes to leave his stuff around my apartment, so. But I love him. He's a good kid.
Offensive lineman Troy Butler from Hickory High School in Chesapeake. He passes the 1 minute drill. Troy, say goodbye to the Monarch Nation.
See you later, 12th Monarchs, and I'll see you real soon.
Time now for the Coach's Corner, and Coach Creighton from the Lions Den asks, regarding the defense, was there a defining moment during the first 3 games that had you smile and go, there it is, we're going to be okay?
Yeah, it really has been, Bruce. It's been so encouraging. Number one, we've gone from a team that averaged giving up 38 points a game last year. Now we're giving up 27, which is 4th in Conference USA. We're 2nd in pass defense in the league, a 50-yard improvement, and we're 5th in total defense. We've improved 70 yards, so overall we're playing much better defense. The 27 points isn't where we want to be. We'd like to be down in the high teens, low 20s, but definitely improvement. Thanks for the question.
All right, obviously we are expecting bad weather tomorrow. How does that affect your game plan?
Yeah, the number one thing you consider now, Bruce, is the opening coin toss. You know, if you win, do you want the ball or do you want the wind? If we get the 20, 30-mile-an-hour winds, you probably want to kick off with the wind and force them to drive into it with bad field position. The other thing is your special teams, Bruce. You consider what you're going to do on kickoff. You consider your punt return team. Are you going to try to catch it, or are you going to try to make something happen with the block? And then obviously how much you can throw the ball. You know, you're probably better throwing the ball with the wind than you are throwing against it. So all those things enter into your thought process, how you're going to call the game.
All right, we'll see what happens. One more game before the Conference USA schedule begins. This is the time to get the momentum going.
Oh, it sure is, Bruce. If you would have asked me before the season, hey, Coach, if you could be 3-1 going into Marshall and Conference USA, would you take it? I would have slapped you a high five and probably given you a bear hug, because that would give us tremendous momentum. And you're also talking about, Bruce, our number one goal as a team was to get as many wins as we could non-league to get closer to that magic number of 6. If we can win this game, we're halfway to being bowl eligible, and then to get the momentum going into Conference USA. That's goal number 2, compete for the Eastern Division Championship.
Maybe I'll get that bear hug Saturday night, Old Dominion against Appalachian State. From Boone, North Carolina, 3 FCS National Championships before moving up. Coach, good luck. Hope the weather's good. We'll see you next week at 10:45 for the Old Dominion Football Show.